What's going on? This is Greg Helbeck. Welcome to this week's REI deal breakdown, where I'm going to teach you or tell you about a piece of property that I bought and sold, or a piece of property that I bought and currently have as a rental. And today we're going to talk about how I made a lot of money flipping a piece of land in REI, New York. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Greg Helbeck. I've bought and sold well over 130 houses at this point. Done a lot of deals. I've been a full-time real estate investor for a while now. 6+ years. It's crazy how time flies. And the goal of this channel is to share what I have learned with you for free, right? So if you do get value today, if you could subscribe to my channel and like the video. Once again, if you subscribe to the channel, like the video, it would really mean a lot to me. So today we're talking about 35 Summit. Is that Road Street? Let me see. 35 Summit. Let's see. 35 Summit Avenue in REI, New York. We're talking about, this is an infill lot. Okay, so there's no house on this thing currently. Going to be a house there soon. So the way that I found the deal was through direct mail. Got a call from a seller. He inherited a property from somebody, and he said, I want to sell it. It's vacant land. Interesting. Tell me more, Mr. Seller. The guy was savvy, wealthy guy. I believe he lived in Manhattan. Super smart guy, like not a dummy. REI, New York, as my buddy Rich Pace says, you don't make it to REI if you're an idiot, right? REI is a very sophisticated area. And he's like, I got this lot. I know what it's worth. I kind of want to sell it for the appraised value. So I was thinking on the surface, I don't know if this is going to work out. The guy might want too much money. So I said, let me take a look at it and I'll make you an offer. And he didn't want to BS. He didn't want to schmooze. He didn't want any of that. He wanted me to make him an offer, and that was it. I looked at the lot. He told me what he wanted, like around 600. And I was like, let me take a look at it. And I went and I looked at the lot size. I looked at the zoning. I called the building department. And after doing some homework, I realized that you can build a nice house on this thing. This is a nice lot. It's a conforming lot. You can already break ground on it for the most part. So it's pretty much almost turnkey, ready to go. So once I realized what you could build on it, in this case, a nice house, I went online and I saw what nice houses were selling for on the MLS. And they were selling anywhere from $3 million to $3.5 million. So I'm like, okay, might have something here. So then I took those comparables that I looked at that were selling, that were new construction, and I looked at what builders were paying for lots before they built the properties. And they're anywhere from 600 to like 800, for the dirt, which is crazy. But REI, New York, once again, is one of the most expensive areas in the country. So I knew we might have a deal on our hands here. So went back, made another phone call. I actually called a real estate broker up who sold those new construction properties. I said, hey, man, I might have this deal here. You want to maybe work on this thing with me? And he said, yeah, sure. Let me know what's going on. So I told him kind of some details without giving the address. He told me I could probably get X for the property from one of his clients. I said, okay. So I went back, made a deal with the seller, got a contract, and then I went and I marketed the property to the developer through the broker, and I got an offer for $630. I think I made him the offer of $600. The builder offered me $630. After paying a commission, it really wasn't a good spread, so I had to go back to the seller and renegotiate. I ended up getting it down to $565. So I negotiated the final deal at $565. I had to put a $35,000 non-refundable deposit. That was a little scary, but it is what it is. You got to risk it for the biscuit sometimes. Anyway, put the deposit down, got the contract signed for $565, got a contract out. This was a double close for $630. Broker made, I think, $12,600 on that thing. So it was all said and done. After all the fees and double closing costs and everything, was about $47,000 net profit, right? Which is solid. Solid for a piece of dirt without doing much work. I'll take that all day long. If I knew what I knew now, I probably would have tried to negotiate a little bit harder. Or if the seller was less sophisticated and they wanted to sell me the lot for $400, I would have made over $200,000, right? But that didn't happen. Still made a good amount of money on it. So what are some lessons that you can learn from this video? Obviously, I tried to make this video pretty short. Number one, if you're in an area that's high demand, like REI or anywhere. I mean, it could be anywhere in the country, Beverly Hills or whatever, Long Island, whatever. You got to really look at these properties hard, because a lot of times, even though the seller wanted market value, it was still a deal that made $50,000 almost, right? Because I knew what could be built on that thing. So number one, work those leads extra hard, because a lot of the times you can make deals on them if you get it at the right number. And it doesn't even need to be a steal sometimes if it's land. The second thing is you got to go out and you got to use the power of the internet. The internet had all the answers to my questions for the most part. The internet had the MLS. The internet had the broker's number. Internet had all the property information. And the internet gave me the building department's phone number to call to ask to see what could be built on the lot. And I called and they told me I could build, a house that certain square footage made sense. So don't underestimate the power of the internet. If you're watching this, you're obviously on the internet. You know how powerful it is. So do your research, do your homework. If I were to just roll my eyes at this deal, I wouldn't have made my 50 grand on this thing, or 47 grand. So you gotta be resourceful, right? As Tony Robbins says, it's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. So go out, do the research, do the extra steps, and in this case, it made me almost 50 grand. So that's this deal in a nutshell. Found it through direct mail. Seller sold me the property for around market value of the land, which, I guess the buyer paid a little bit more than market value, but ended up getting a reasonable deal, made a reasonable deal with the buyer, made about 50 grand in the middle. Great deal. Broker made money. We made money. The builder's going to make money. The seller made money. The attorneys made money. The title company made money. The state made money with transfer tax. So it was all around good deal. Grateful for it, and I'm looking forward to do more deals like this. So if you're watching this and you want to get coached by me on how to maybe do deals like this, send me an email, greg@velocityhousebuyers.com, with the subject line coaching. We can get on the phone and see if we'd be a fit to work with each other. If you're interested on how to do direct mail profitably, I have a training on that. Go to directmailclass.com. Once again, that's directmailclass.com, and check that out. And then lastly, if you want to JV with me on deals like this, send me an email, greg@velocityhousebuyers.com, with the subject line deals, and we can see if we can JV deals together. We can, you can sell me deals if you're a wholesaler. So if you want to do deals with me, send me an email, greg@velocityhousebuyers.com, and I'll see you on the next video. Make sure you subscribe and like. Take care.